Recording, it's okay.
The AI was trying to.
Yes, great. So, during our executive committee meeting, in October, we discussed the apology. We found out about it. The executive committee members generally found out about the apology being issued from the county executive on October 3rd. And then we discussed whether or not the NAACP wanted to continue to be included in this apology discussion. And it was generally agreed upon during the executive committee meeting that we would not be included if there was no reparations attached, no reparative anything. It's just an apology. The apology does not include any reparative actions, but they do plan on having a panel discussion about some of the systemic, I guess, county-based policies that they wanted to that they've done over the past 8 years. So some policies for everybody that have been implemented to help people buy homes and things like that. Nothing slavery related, nothing specific to African Americans. So it's general policies for everybody. So that's their plan. And that was the county executive's decision to detach any reparations from the apology. So the county executive decided that he did not want to include any reparative
I'm sorry, I'm
We
not
can't
hearing
hear
you.
you, Steve.
Yeah, I'm not
Right.
hearing you.
Can't hear me at all.
Yeah. Oh, you should. Can you hear us now?
Is it on?
Yes,
Yes, the sound keeps going in and out.
right.
Let's just put it right there. Yeah. Thanks, Phil.
Is that better?
Yes.
Yes.
Hello?
So can you
Okay.
start that? Can you start that thought again, please?
We'll start.
About the county executive, I think you said didn't want to include anything about reparations. I don't know if it was the county executive or someone else.
The county executive detached, according to the letter that he wrote to us, the county executive decided to detach any reparations or reparative justice related to the apology from the request that Reverend Jones made. And so, and that was it was his decision. And so we sent a letter to the county executive saying, please stop including the NAACP in this apology that you want to issue on November the 1st. And then the county executive moved the date of the ceremony to issue this apology to November 22nd. So I talked to various people, numerous people, I guess, around the county. I had to call Asha Smith and find out what was going on in order to be able to even know what was happening with this apology. I saw the NAACP's name before I even heard about what was going on. So the process of it was very, very convoluted. But outside of that, policy-wise, I think, the apology in and of itself can be good, especially related to, I think that's what we put in our letter, was that apologies can help lead to healing. However, when they're done in a way that is, that doesn't include all of the members of the aggrieved and the people who committed the harm, that it just becomes performative. So there's no action behind it. That leads to what is this apology for? What is it worth? What is the purpose? And I think that they need to rethink. This is a consensus amongst all of us that the county executive's office needs to rethink its position on one, reparative justice, and two, how to engage the community without looking or without engaging in kind of
Paternalistic.
yeah, thank you. The word exactly, paternalism, and the paternalistic actions and behavior. So, especially around something so deeply, painful and pervasive as
We lost
out
you
again.
again. We lost you.
We can't hear you, Steve, or anybody.
in Arundel County. So that was
We
a
missed
major.
all of that.
We missed all
President
of that.
Wadi. We missed every eloquent thought that you just
Y'all
shared.
were here. If
Oh,
you
can-
were here.
Can you hear us now?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Can you
Yeah,
hear
we
us?
can,
Of course, we could hear you
now.
yelling
We can hear
at
you
us.
now, but we lost everything you just
Right.
said.
Can we hear that eloquent speech you just made?
Oh
Oh my gosh.
What mic are you set up? You can have a separate out, separate issue.
Yeah, so we have, we're using a mic of Skywind.
Can I check?
Yeah.
President Wadi,
Oh my gosh, how many of these do we have? I have one too.
Yeah.
chance to also comment on the experience of going through this surprise and coming together.
Please, because you were on that. They also implicated the Arundel
think
Human
it
Relations
died.
Commission in this
That's
at
still-
the request as well.
Not sure.
So, and Mary is
Oh, so
uh,
I'm dropping that from my.
the representative, our representative on the Human Relations Commission. Go ahead.
I think the Human Relations Commission took a different approach, but you and I, President Wadi, had talked about this a lot because it came as a surprise. I want to acknowledge how easy it is for people who feel responsibility and have authority to act unilaterally. As a white person, I can say that as the head of a nonprofit where I cannot get engagement, I can say that from my own experience. I also want to acknowledge that you gathered from the executive committee input to provide to the county executive's office about what reparations we would like. And because I have been privy through you to the written response from the county executive's office, I want to acknowledge that they acknowledged and thanked you and us, the NAACP, for gathering that information, which they had asked for, but we didn't know about that because communications were severed when there was a change in leadership within the NAACP. They were severed from one administration to the next administration. And that is what we have been dealing with. I just acknowledge all of that and thank you to those who continue to engage, for those on all sides that continue to attempt to engage with goodwill through frustration. Thank you for the opportunity to speak.
Were there any other questions about that? That was the main thing. Also, just wanted to end up my report by saying that we do have a legislative symposium coming up on December the 6th that we'll hear a little bit more about from our political action chair. So stick around to the end. Yeah, was there any other questions about any of those issues?
So I have a question. This is Dr. Garrett speaking, because I didn't hear half of what you said at the end. So what was the action taken in regards to the letter? We did not sign the letter. We're not approving the letter. We don't agree with the letter. What has happened, and what's the next step forward?
So the next, in terms of the letter that we sent to the county executive, we included some various reparative ideas, some things that the county executive's office could take into consideration regarding how to address the ongoing legacy, or how to address the memory even of enslavement in Anne Arundel County, to have museums, specifically related to this issue. That's what there's the Black History Museum or African American Museum in Howard County. They have a specific African American museum. So having that type of acknowledgement of African American history, maybe even a roving display, movable display around this issue, could be something that they could include in their how to address the memory of enslavement in Anne Arundel County. So we had around, I think we had eight different recommendations in terms of hiring, bringing in the hiring at the county level, bringing in other industries into this discussion, because the foundation of agriculture in Anne Arundel County is based off of slavery. And so if we want to talk about the apologizing for slavery, we definitely have to talk about how many Black-owned farms are in Anne Arundel County, and how African Americans engage in farming in Anne Arundel County, whether it's the maritime industry of Anne Arundel County. It's also based off of slavery. I would extend that into even further the supply chain. The entire supply chain management within Anne Arundel County is based off of the roads that were built during slavery to move tobacco from one side of the state to the coast. So all of that is related to our educational system, as we all very well know about that. So this is a lot deeper than I think the county executive's office was thinking about, and hopefully that they can think about themselves now that we've kind of addressed that to them. And I hope that they can include those types of thoughts in their in actions related to reparative justice. So the next steps are for them. One, they want to have the community, as they would say, have the community provide reparative policies to them to be able to think about, in order to have bills drafted and move forward on that front. We also asked them to support the reparations study that was vetoed. So having the county executive's office support the reparations study that was vetoed last year. The reparations commission actually includes.
You went out again.
You're lost. We lost you.
We can't hear anything.
Can't hear you. We lost you after reparations committee.
Office to support that as part of their apology. So there's like I said, there's a series of things related to it. We also have a sign-on letter that other organizations have asked us to sign on to regarding the reparations bill. The slavery apology, I'm sorry. And that letter as well. I have it here with me. I don't know if you guys want to see it, but
I have a question. Would it be possible for you to, would it be possible for you to send a copy of that letter to the general membership?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. I have a question too.
Yes.
Even though they're moving forward with it, have they invited you to be a part of the panel so that you can speak to the issue, as you
No,
so eloquently has done today, so that you can
not
make
yet.
those comments?
I have not been invited. No, I was not invited before, and had not been invited as of yet.
President Wade, do you want to be?
We don't hear anything.
Now we can't hear your answer.
My conversation with them, it just seemed like this was very haphazardly put together. And so I don't think that they had an agenda put together before they put that announcement out with our name on it. And do I want to be, I think it's up to you all whether or not you think I should participate or the NAACP should participate. So, I mean, in that panel, I say my personal thoughts, I do not, I don't want to, because I feel like this is, again, a performative action. I don't think that this is something that they even want, if they have us there, is to say, oh, we got the NAACP to be on it. I don't think that I personally would like to be there because it would give legitimacy to something that I think is performative and has no tangible action. We haven't received any type of, yes, we'll do it from them. He didn't say that he said, oh, we'll consider the things that you all have put on this letter. So I'm not a fan of like this type of negotiation after you put our name out there in public without even communicating, despite the fact that we are the president. I've seen County Executive Pittman at the water days, talk with him for 20 minutes. I talked with Carl Snowden, who was also involved in this many, many times. I texted him as soon as I found out about it. He redirected me to Vincent Molden, who I've seen many times over the past year and a half. They came to our Freedom Fund in November after, our president, the last president left. So this has been, I've seen these people. You have seen these people, you know what I mean? And so it's like, this is coming out of nowhere to me at the last minute. And as I said, it's very paternalistic. And so, no, I don't think that, from my opinion, now you all may have different thoughts around the situation than I do, but in terms of the process and the outcomes, I don't see this as being something that we should legitimize as an organization after they have not agreed to anything in any type of negotiation around what's happening. That's why we sent them a formal letter on our letterhead with ideas of what they could do. And we have yet to receive any commitments. We did receive a response back from the county executive, and the only thing that they had for us was, if you want to be included, we'll think about it. And that was about it,
So this leads to my question as secretary, and I assume that I would have some responsibility for sending out the letter from us to the general, from the NAACP, this branch to the general membership. Do we want to include the letter of response from the county executive along with our initial letter and sending to the general membership?
I don't think so. I don't think we need to include that. I don't think we need to include that personally.
And then I think this is then for the future, and maybe with the executive committee consideration of how we wish to be involved in any follow-on substantive reparative reparations actions. How or if?
Yeah, I think that's something that we would have to go through the committee to be able, because that's what we discussed we talked about that. We had a whole debate. We talked about.
That was at the August executive committee meeting.
Right. So we talked about Dr. Gomez's concerns around the hiring of Black physicians.
You gone out again.
Can't hear a word you're saying.
You want to try switch into a different speaker and attach it to your laptop instead?
Sure.
Okay.
Do you need a hotspot?
We have the host.
What are you going to say?
I just wanted to hear what Jackie's thoughts were. It's a
Oh,
she
well,
asked.
one comment I wanted to make was that I know that Carol had made a request to send the letter out to the general body. I would like to suggest, instead of sending that hard copy out to every member, and we have like 400 plus members,
Oh, okay.
that the meeting, that letter, if anyone is interested, whoever's interested, should contact the president and he can verbalize what's on that letter to them.
That would be good because I'm planning to attend that presentation and it would be very good to have that information so
Hold on, I
that
think we're disconnected
ask
from the
that
audio.
question.
She said the letter I sent to them. That's what she's saying. Don't send that out to everybody. We
Okay.
got a press release drafted as well, so. I
Yeah,
mean,
and the press release, I think, would suffice more so than that. Okay.
So this is Dr. Garrett. I'm not understanding the process. I understand the fact that there are 400 members. Let's not send it to all the members. But as a member and as someone who's very invested in this organization, knowledge is power. And I'm very concerned about what I'm hearing. I'm very concerned about, let's take this to another level. Our county executive is on his way out.
Yeah,
What are
even the
those that
speaker's
are
going in and out.
running?
okay.
How do you get to the?
Gary, we can't hear you. Hold on one second.
So we have to disable it from the. Let's try something else.
And all the executive committee members should have received a copy of the letter or should have seen the letter.
Probably did. Not sure, but probably did. But
Oh.
you know, all this stuff that's being said today is really,
Yeah,
it's really
I wasn't at the meeting, but
yeah, it's really disturbing.
the
It's really
executive body is
disturbing.
the
I
one
think it
that-
just can, there's your phone connected to the other conference speaker.
It's,
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Everything's disconnected. Or. Either one. This is the.
Okay.
Hello. Okay.
Can you guys hear me?
did you
Hello?
say something?
We couldn't hear you all, so,
We had a bandwidth limitation issues.
so,
Wow.
Dr. Garrett, you said the last thing we heard was that you want to take this to another level.
I said we need to take this to another level. The county executive is on his way out. So this should be something that we hold those that are running for the county executive position. We should present this as something that they would need to address. This is very serious business, you know, and how many times are we just gonna like, okay, not lean into what the real issue is, whether you call it paternalism, whether you call it, you know, racism, whatever we want to call it, we know it's existing. And it's part of our responsibility to make sure there's a different response, because this is the same old response that we've been hearing over the years, over the decades. It's not new stuff.
All right.
So my thing is, how do we package it so that when those that are coming before us to give their speeches, you know, that this is a part of that?
We definitely, engage in negotiations with these people as well in terms of sharing. One, we got to share it publicly so that it's on the public's mind, that the public knows our position on the situation. So
I guess one way at the next at the candidates forum, if those individuals are there, we can pose the question to them publicly at the forum and ask them what's their position, what will they,
right.
Right, what will they do?
And I think it's important too not to lose sight of the fact that the NAACP was not even asked about restorative justice or reparations in the planning of this apology. I mean, to me, that seems pretty blatant.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
It's very echoey.
A bit of a memory I have a bit of a memory, which I need to solidify, that in the response from the county executive, that request was expressed to the caucus and to the NAACP, and it got lost when we changed leadership. It didn't come to us as a full body. And there was, I believe, an acknowledgement and expression of gratitude for the information that President Waddy conveyed from our executive committee meeting. I want to put a footnote on that might have been part of the broken communications process when we changed leadership.
You're being very generous.
That was my thought too, because if somebody really intends to do something, it doesn't get lost. So I don't think the intention was there.
The reason why I say that's generous is because they didn't include the county council. The county council wasn't even included in any of this discussion. There was no language around this. So including us, it didn't exist. It didn't exist.
It went to the prior president.
If you're telling me that
I believe that was my reading, and I can't say that with certainty because even as acting secretary at the time, I was not aware of it.
Right, exactly. So if you
I choose to be generous.
Yeah, I see. If you choose to be generous, I don't. I'm not as generous, and so I don't think that there was a moment where our previous president received anything back from him, from the county executive, nor do I think that the previous president engaged in any type of, I think that his request was ignored until, this is my understanding from when I talked with Asha, is that the county executive did not respond to his request for reparations. Okay,
I trust both you and Director Smith.
The only response that the county executive gave back in his office was that we will not apologize before the Freedom Fund when Al Sharpton comes, because that was part of Reverend Jones' request. He made the request in spring of 2024 and said, please get this apology and reparations done before Al Sharpton comes. And the county executive said, we're not going to do anything because of Al Sharpton. And we're not going to do anything before Al Sharpton comes. And then a year later, in October, is when the press release comes out with the NAACP being engaged in the situation. But it's 10:39 now, and I know we still have the first vice president's report. And I definitely think we can continue this discussion later. I don't want to, like I said, belabor this point. Go ahead.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Again, thank you, President Waddy, for giving your report and just bringing everyone up to speed on where we are currently. Just want to give a quick recap of last week's Freedom Fund event. First off, I just want to express my sincere thanks to everyone that supported the event, the planning, the activities that happened during the event. I want to thank everyone that supported either through time, financially, or through spirit. So again, thank you all for that support. In my opinion, I believe we had a successful event. Very good turnout. I know we took a lot of pictures, and we'll make those pictures available here soon, probably on our website. We also recorded the event as well, which I will track down our videographer and giving those DVDs out to members that would like to get a copy. I think we're limited to 10, so we'll come up with a best way to distribute those DVDs. And then also we may look at posting it onto our YouTube channel as well. We do have a couple of the booklets that we used in person here in the back. Yeah, we have more than a couple. Our guests did leave a couple of the books behind, so as a matter of being responsible, we collected the books afterwards. So feel free to take a copy of the souvenir booklets that were presented. From a financial standpoint, our treasurer, Jen Roman, once we get all of the funds deposited into our account, and once we do the tally of all our expenses, we'll give you a final report on how we did from a profitability standpoint. So again, just want to thank everyone that supported the event. More importantly, thanks to the committee members that supported the event as well. And as President Wadi mentioned at the beginning of the meeting, definitely our hearts and thoughts go out to Ms. Christine Davenport. She was an active member of my Freedom Fund committee. In fact, she is the one that encouraged me to start chairing this committee. She's one of them, along with Ms. Jackie, Ms. Neva, Brother Ralph. So owe credit to them in keeping this event going. You know, Ms. Christine Davenport, she was at the event, looked very excited, and, you know, as she always does, champion all of our causes. I had a chance to speak to her on Sunday, the day before she passed, because she had asked, she was like, "Hey, Antonio, the event went really well. Thank you for accommodating my guests. And oh, by the way, I believe I left my eyeglasses at the DoubleTree Hotel." So I was like, "No problem, Miss Christine." So I reached out to them. But that following day, you know, she had transitioned. So again, we're definitely going to miss her spirit. With her being the chair of our membership committee, she was very instrumental in helping us attract new members, keep our current members. In fact, she was she's the first person when I reached out to this organization that recruited me to come and be a part of it. So for that, you know, definitely we'll miss her as a part of this organization, but also many other organizations as well. So definitely grateful to have a chance to learn from her tutelage. So, but again, from a Freedom Fund standpoint, again, thanks everyone for their support. And that concludes my report at this time.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any questions?
I'll just comment and say good morning to everyone. I'm sorry that I believe I missed a very important start of this meeting, but I do want to just thank everyone for honoring me and for the award that was presented. This is Reverend Moore's. I thank everyone also for the hard work that we do every year on that committee. And of course, giving honor to our beloved Christine. But again, I thank the unit as a whole for your continued support as we continue to move forward. And I'll see you all on, for those that can attend her services on Wednesday. God bless you.
Right, thank you. It's good to see you. And let's go to the treasurer's report.
Are you able to pull up the treasurer's report, President Wadi or Antonio? Oh, okay. All right, so for October treasurer's report, our beginning balance was $23,315.51. We had a total deposits of $3,699.93, total withdrawals, $663.86. Our ending balance was $26,001.58. A lot of our transactions for October were collecting money for the Freedom Fund event. And then also, as far as the Freedom Fund, like Antonio said, I'm still waiting on some payments to get a finalized amount, but it looks like our profit will be somewhere between 3,500 and 4,000.
Good.
Okay. Were there any questions in regards to the treasurer's report? Hearing none. Let's move to the secretary's report.
Thank you. First, just in case you can see me on screen, I am suffering from a migraine at the moment, and that's why I have on dark glasses and my hands over my head, over my eyes and my head down. This is not frustration. It's pain. The secretary's report consists of the membership records. Are you able to pull that up, President Waddy?
It's up there.
Thank you, Vice President Downey. Noted, we continue to grow slowly in membership, a little bit more this month than in the previous 2 months. Also noted that it looks like we have a bolus of expiring members in January. These are annual, either annual adult memberships or Silver Life memberships in process. So again, we'll send out notices to those with upcoming expirations, as well as notices to those who have had their memberships expire fairly recently in an attempt to retain memberships. Thank you. That's the end of the report.
I just had a question. Someone reached out to me and asked me how to join. Is the best way to do that to go? Are there links on our website for that?
Definitely our website rather than the national website. Through our website, we get the money immediately and we get notified of all the necessary information. If you go to the national website, there's the risk of not getting linked to our branch. It's very difficult for me to track down the member information.
Okay.
So yes, and thank you.
Okay. I'll just drop a link in the chat to our website. I think the person is on Zoom. So
Hi,
thank
this
you.
is, can I make a comment? Or is this
Yeah.
not the time?
Yeah, go ahead, real quick.
Oh, Mary, one improvement that I've seen, and to everyone, improvement that I've seen on national is that they now do ask the address so they can associate the membership with us. Now, I don't know if that's any better, but that is one thing that I've noticed that they now do. They ask you to put your address in, and that's how they link it to the units. So hopefully that'll help us in the
We
future
have
if it's
to
not doing so
associate
now.
that Only if the person, my understanding is that National associates a member signing in through joining through National with the branch only if the member includes the branch number. We are branch 7008, but new members or renewing members might not be aware of that.
Okay, so I would thank you very much. I would encourage people that we'll see. I just we'll see, but I thought they'd improved it. But thank you so much for that information, Mary.
Okay. Any other questions in regards to the secretary's report? Hearing none. Assistant Secretary, Ms. Stansberry.
No report other than I'm trying to get a couple more people who would like to be members, and I'm trying to push for life membership.
Okay, and we definitely have Ms. Davenport's words ringing in our ear, but we need to have 1,000 new members.
Yes.
Okay. And we need to start going out to the churches and making sure that we address our legacy of working with the churches in Anne Arundel County around building building the NAACP membership within our religious community. And okay, so the next armed services, do we have a report from armed services?
No report from Gunny. No report from Gunny at this time, but we would like to, even though it was this past Tuesday, Veterans Day, again, for any of you all who are veterans that are on the call, thank you for your service. And we are meeting at American Legion Post 141. So that's about it from Armed Services. Thank you.
And also, Gunny's on vacation for the next couple of weeks. And I don't know if this is the appropriate place, but we've been using the American Legion, and have we made a donation to them? As
Not
in the past?
not during my tenure. So we definitely need to make a donation to the Legion as well. So you know, I'd be happy to start the donation today. And we can get some money together and be able to provide from the branch to the American Legion. Okay. Thank you.
Hello. My name
Let's
is
go to the Communications Committee. Do we have Judge Barber on the call? If she's not here, I know she did provide a brief report about the newsletter. We got the winter newsletter coming. And I see Reverend Marguerite has her hand raised, veteran who is also a member of the newsletter committee.
Well, I didn't have a report on the newsletter committee, but I did have some comments about the American Legion and the churches. And I just want to throw this out there to you as well. Just a reminder to please, you all might want to consider moving your meetings back to the churches, because the churches are the bread and butter. And that rotating meeting connects us with the churches. And a lot of the times that's where the members and the youth have come from, starting with Kingdom Celebration Center and other churches. That's our bread and butter. And then the other thing as well is at one of our missing, and maybe this will come up under announcements, the other veteran that's not with us today, it's also his campaign launch, Reverend Stephen Tillett. And with that, I don't have any information about the newsletter at this time. God bless you.
God bless you.
Gotta choose either my conference speaker or the speakers. So it might be
Okay. We chose.
Are you disconnected from audio?
Everybody's echoing.
Is this better?
Turn that off. Yeah,
Can you hear?
once it goes out.
Hello?
Is it still echoing?
Hello?
No, we hear you now.
Okay, good.
All right, let us know if it goes in and out. We're trying a different speaker.
Okay.
We're working it out.
We got
All
like,
right.
Okay.
Like 5.
All right. I saw at the ACT report, we got Linda Davis next. I don't think Linda's here. Is Linda here? Okay, so Linda, I know the ACT had a big meeting on a few days ago that I attended. They were discussing trying to collaborate at a statewide level in the Just Power Alliance with some other organizations to be able to. It was more of an administrative coalition that they're trying to put together with other counties that have similar organizations so that they can share resources and be able to pay organizers kind of out of the same pot, and also have an accountant and engage in, like I said, the administrative back office, kind of sharing expenses around back office things. And so they were deciding what the structure was to be able to have that back office administrative organization come together. And they also wanted to figure out whether or not they want to be a 501c3 or 501c4 because they're concerned about fundraising. So they were trying to figure out the grants that they wanted to apply for. They said they were missing out on some environmental justice grants related to if they had a 501c4 status. So as you all know, 501c4, you can engage in more politicized work directly with candidates, whereas with 501c3 is much more, it is issue-based campaigns. You can spend only a limited amount of time in a 501c4 on political lobbying. So lobbying versus advocacy is the major legal distinction that you're kind of engaging in order to keep your status. And in this hyper white supremacist environment, you know, they're trying to come after anybody who's trying to come under their, I think all Just Power Alliance Act are now terrorists, according to our president. So, you know, they're very concerned about the IRS coming after them and figuring out ways to kind of subvert any type of movement that would oppose corporate power, et cetera, et cetera. So that was the meeting that they had a couple days ago. Linda was there for that. And upcoming, they have, can you slow down a little bit? Sorry about that. Okay, November, yeah, that was the path forward session. Go down a little bit further. See the legislation that they want to focus on with ACT, kind of the housing priorities. These are churches. It's a mix, mostly white. Keep going for me. Another legacy of slavery. Having these black and white churches. And then we talked about, go up real quick. November 19th. So the bill, they've been in negotiation with the county the county council. So county council member Pete Smith he first introduced some tiny home legislation. And the tiny home legislation what their goal is to kind of alleviate the housing crisis, the affordable housing crisis that Anne Arundel County is going through. And so these would be a way to allow people to purchase tiny homes at around the $200,000 level, which is crazy. But that I say it's crazy because that's still the size of the home is very small, and the price per square foot is extremely high. And it's still very unaffordable if you're working out of off of minimum wage job. So it's very difficult for me to see how this is going to deal with the affordability crisis. But their goal is to kind of intervene in the missing middle. So there's a missing middle that has not been built in this county, and so they're trying to change zoning regulations to allow tiny home developments that would address the quote unquote missing middle, and have people who are interested in the tiny home lifestyle to be able to build and purchase those types of homes in Anne Arundel County. So I agree. What about the people at the bottom? People at the bottom are gonna have to, deal with the situation that we're having, because HUD is cutting all types of funds for people at the bottom at the federal level. And so how are we going to make that up? You know, what can we as the NAACP encourage legislatively for solutions to have for housing for people at the bottom? One, I know that we're going to talk about this at our legislative symposium, is having rent stabilization. That's something that we talked about with the mayoral candidates in Annapolis, who are very much concerned more about the supply as opposed to the pricing, which is a concern. So the housing issues are coming up. So you guys see here, they have that bill. Pete Smith is supposed to be redropping his bill on tiny homes and cottage homes development on Monday. So that's something that the act is supporting, and the NAACP, we've been engaged in our discussions with them around this issue. We submitted some suggestions on how the bill could improve its percentage of people who are going to be, I'm trying to recall what was submitted. Kiana, who was the, you remember what the points were around this? Linda probably would know.
The tiny housing
Yeah.
of why we didn't support it, or
No. It was there something that we submitted in terms of the like how to improve the bill?
oh, we did. That was so long ago. They had a certain amount of a certain percentage that would be allotted for, I think it was lower income, and we didn't agree with that. I think the income limits we suggested changes to.
Okay. Yeah, so the area median income subsidies for people that have low area median income would be are kind of low in the legislation from our perspective. So you should be able to have a larger percentage of people below a certain area median income to be able to afford these homes at $200,000 level or so. So that was something that we submitted to ACT a couple of months ago when the bill was first dropped, and it was not included in the legislation. Our suggestions were not included in the legislation, but ACT did continue to negotiate with Pete Smith around that bill, and so this bill here around starter homes, Main Street housing, is at the state level. You guys can see some of those. They had a countywide meeting coming up. That's what I wanted to read. Countywide meeting coming up on November 20th from 7 to 8:30 p.m. That's really all I have. And you guys can see where she's got celebrating the life of Pat Flaherty, our great member from November 22nd. It's on November 22nd, 10 a.m. at the UC of Annapolis. Is Sky on? Okay, let's go to.
Thank you, Stephen. Before I comment, I'm curious though that I don't want to take a whole lot of time, but the $200,000, I just can't even understand that at all. So I dropped a link in the chat about other homes in Maryland, like at 100,000 or whatever. But at any rate, I'll continue. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Antonio, for mentioning the veterans. I am a veteran, so I thank you for that. Heartbroken about Christine Davenport. When I logged in, I was just blown away. I just was not expecting that at all. It's still dealing with a shock with Pat as well. And thank you for mentioning that, Stephen. Linda's report, I told her I would mention that as well, but you already covered that about his service on the 22nd. My report is there, so I'll keep it brief. Thank you, Brother Boone, for giving us the photos for the Freedom Fund. I posted them there. I know membership was mentioned about, I know I just wanted to comment that I feel like the change with the membership, an improvement, I should say, I noticed that the membership cards are arriving faster. So when people are talking about the improvements with membership, I just wanted to point that out. When I did renew my membership, the card did arrive much faster because there was a time where Well, it doesn't matter. They're arriving faster. That's pretty much all I have. I do want to say, since we've already lost 2 members, I'm grateful for our branch. I'm grateful for our members. Just thank you to everyone. I won't start naming names because I don't want anybody to feel jealous and left out that I didn't mention your name. But I love this branch. I love everyone. I love the work that we're doing, and I'm proud to be a part of this branch. And I will just don't forget about our Linktree page. It is up to date, and I will drop a link to that in the chat as well. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sky. Sky and I participated in a Pride March together. It was last in October, so we had a great time marching. It was during our last meeting in October. So let's move on to the Economic Empowerment or Economic Development Committee. Shay.
I'm here. Good morning. I didn't have a report this month. I ditto Sky though. I came into the meeting and heard about Christine Davenport, and gotta take care of ourselves, people and our family. It seems like I'm always around somebody at an event, and then literally a few days or a week later, they're passing away. I'm seeing this in the chamber, and this year has been a hard year. I've lost a lot of people in my orbit. So just prayers for everybody's family. And I don't know if this might be new business, so I can propose it then, but maybe we need to consider taking off December and doing a month of self-care. I know you guys got the legislative summit and everything, but are we planning on having a meeting in December, or is that usually canceled because of the holidays?
You know, we'll have a meeting.
Okay. All right. Well, but no report. More to follow next month then, or January. So we'll see. Thanks.
Thank you. Let's go to the Education Committee report.
There is no, this is Mary Dodoni. There is no written report. We have had difficulty getting our representatives of Scholastic to be present for a meeting, and I finally discovered that his supervisor is telling him he works from 9 to 5, so he won't be at an evening report. Therefore, I will be interviewing him on Zoom during his working hours and making that available to the Education Committee. Anyone else who wants to get a copy of that is welcome to. And at our next Education Committee meeting, which will be on the first Thursday in December, we will be discussing that interview and how it informs our purchasing of books and contributions to literacy efforts in Anne Arundel County in the coming year. Thank you.
I have a question, Mary.
Yes.
I know in the past we've talked about the books that we're purchasing have like main characters that are people of color or Black characters.
Yes. Well, persons of color and persons of diverse identities.
Is that something that in the meeting with him you'll be talking
Oh,
about?
you bet.
Okay.
Oh, you bet. And he individually is highly informed about that and how to use that most effectively. And that's why we go to Scholastic. Not only are they inexpensive, they can knowledgeably curate for us the selection of books.
Okay.
Thank you.
We had a question from Denzel in the chat about is the NAACP currently collaborating with TAC on any items, any projects, or any other education related unions?
No, but we are in touch with ABSE, Anne Arundel Association of Black Student Educators.
And also, I just want to bring up when she talks about other unions, the TAC. I'm a SAAC member, and we are right now in the middle of an impasse, and they doesn't look good. They have determined that we're at the bottom of the totem pole, and they're not respecting us as a unit. So we have a lot of SAAC members out there because we're all a backbone, so they say, because we are the secretaries and all the TAs that support the kids in the classroom and the teacher. And we are getting really bombarded right now and we're in an impasse, and our contract has not been renewed. So we're working on something from a past contract, and some of the stuff that's being pulled out is not being used. So just keep in mind the ones that hold up the school are the ones that are getting the bottom knocked out from us.
Thank you very much.
Do you have a contact with the?
Yeah, we have a negotiator, Brad DeJordan. I will get his information, but he is our negotiator. And right now, the Board of Education is not coming out to our negotiating meetings. Our negotiator walked out of one of our negotiating meetings and said that she was not going to return. So we have now presented our negotiations to the state. So that's where it is.
Thank you so much, Assistant Secretary Stansberry.
What's the name again of the content that it's here? Name of the
SEAU. And
No, you talking about her negotiator? What was your negotiator's name again, Miss Neva?
Brad DeJordan. I will get his information to you.
Yeah. If you could type his name in the chat as well?
Yeah, I'll have to get it because it's spelled differently from what it sounds. So I will pick it up. I'll submit it to you, to Mary.
Tracy Parker Warren, who is our Chair of Labor and Industry. May you and I coordinate on that? Thank you. And again, thank you, Ms. Stansberry.
And we're also, TAC is also working to find the legislative support.
Okay.
As is the Anne Arundel Association of Black Student Educators. We
Right.
believe.
Well, we're reaching out.
We're reaching out.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, everything crossed.
Okay, in regards to redistricting, the redistricting for Anne Arundel County Schools is progressing. And who was the last vote that they had, Mary? The last vote that the school redistricting, you recall what their last vote was?
Should continue to advance resolution proposal 3B.
Yeah. It's BR3, so it's like the board recommended option.
And all of the amendments for consideration and public discussion. So no final decision yet, but it was 3B, which took into account the latest attendance numbers, which are still embargoed. That it changed some recommendations that affect various communities, smallish communities. It certainly addressed what happens where students from Bywater and Newtown go. And under that, the recommendation forwarded, they will continue to go jointly to Annapolis High School and not be shunted off to South River.
Yeah, I don't have those details.
And when you say the latest numbers, it's based off of numbers that students are being removed from school, Latino students specifically.
That's still an assumption. I'm adamant about staying on top of that. That is the assumption, but we don't have the analysis yet.
Okay, so the assumption that the board members are going off of.
They are only going off of the numbers, not the demographics. They only are working with the top level numbers of attendance.
At the predominantly Latino schools?
Well, it's the high schools. Well, at all the schools, but they are looking at the shift and from my biased perspective, the big open question is this because we've lost Latino students, followed by, are they going to come back when it's safer?
And so ICE is intimidating Latino families, and the Latino families are not sending their children to school. And the large population of Latinos in Annapolis is affecting the school redistricting because there are students that are being pulled out of school, and white students are already going to private schools. And so there's the percentages around what's the whether or not a school is overcrowded or projected to be overcrowded are being based off of the current numbers, and this is the environment that we're in. So the environment of school redistricting is being affected by the federal government's imposition of racist policies. So are we continuing to allow the school system to engage in continued segregationist type of policies in their redistricting? Are they going along with what we're seeing by not redistricting certain areas, like Tyler Heights, where there's a large number of Latino students, specifically in that school system? That's kind of where this question is coming to the NAACP, I think. Go ahead, Jen.
Yeah, sorry, I haven't been following the specific information the board is using. Is there an official report that AACPS has provided in a lack of Hispanic enrollment and or drop in attendance for this school year?
Absolutely not around Hispanic enrollment. That information is not available even to them. It's an area of concern that they don't voice out loud, but we all know is in the background. What is available are the numbers of attendance, and I would refer back to the last 4 board meetings, Board of Education meetings, where these numbers are presented and addressed, and then specifically the Board of Education hearings and meetings around redistricting. All of these are available on the Anne Arundel County Board of Education YouTube channel. And that's
I don't understand. Sorry, I don't understand how they wouldn't have enrollment data available. Students have been enrolled since August. Did they make that clear?
I don't understand your question. May I ask you to say it again?
I'm saying, did they explain why the AACPS board doesn't have enrollment data? Because that information has been available to the district since August.
They have attendance data, some attendance data. All of this is embargoed at the state level. They're sharing what they have. The demographic analysis is still embargoed and they don't have access to it.
This is Reverend Morris.
Until after their vote. While this may be an entire process challenge, it is the circumstance in which we and they are operating.
I recall you mentioning that you wanted to bring to the education committee meeting a couple weeks ago, or a couple months ago, really 2 months ago, right? A Latino, somebody from the school system that could address the Latino community's concerns. You remember that discussion?
I'm so sorry, I do now, and that would be somebody from the community school system, and that is Dr. Adele Carter herself.
Okay.
And I have not yet reached her for that, so I have 2 things to reach her for.
Thank you. So
I realize I sound like an apologist. I'm trying to provide the facts. And I'm afraid that's all I have to offer you.
Yeah.
My level of outrage, whether evident or not, is not serving anyone. I serve you by bringing the facts as best I can.
Thank you. And the other question I think was, well, the other point in this analysis around the school redistricting is that the attendance records, the enrollment records at this moment should be considered kind of irrelevant based on the idea that redistricting is based on a 10-year projection. So this school redistricting is about over the next 10 years, will there be overcrowding in certain schools? So they've been focused on the Crofton cluster, and they've been focused on the Annapolis cluster because we're in the southern redistricting portion. They've already done this for the northern portion, and so now we're in the southern portion. This is why Annapolis and Crofton have been the two primary clusters that are being focused on. And
is the western portion there?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Say that again.
They hit the western.
Odenton area has certainly been involved with
So-
some impact into South River, because that's where the original proposals were to take students from this geographic region.
Right. I see your hand, Reverend Morris. 1 second. I just want to say that the concern for about a month with these plans that they had was that students from elementary school students that live in Crofton would be elementary, middle, and high school students, really, would be shifted to Arundel High School, a portion of them, and then a portion of Arundel High School students will be shifted to Meade High School. And so the Wall Chapel area will be going to Meade High School. And so that was a discussion for a period. There were community meetings around the September period around that issue as well. People were very concerned, and I don't know the update on that. I don't, in terms of the population, the amendments that were submitted to the school redistricting. So it's something for everybody to look out for. If you all have the opportunity to look out for that, I don't want to, hint it one way or the other, but I think that that's something that we can also come back to as well as an organization and all of you to look for in terms of what you saying.
They didn't touch Severna Park.
No, Severna Park was not touched at all in the Severna Park. Was not touched at all. Whereas
they have a golden dome over there.
They do. It is. So
That one community was.
And then so Reverend Morris, I saw your hand.
Yes, I was going to comment back in reference to Jen mentioning about reports on Latinos, the drop in Latino attendance. I was just going to say that I've heard national reports, and maybe they do trickle down to Maryland, but national reports on the drop in Latino student attendance because of the ICE and et cetera, nationally, there's been a decline. That's what I wanted to throw out there. So maybe that's affecting Maryland, I don't know.
I understand. Thank you. Thank you all so much for that informative report. Thank you, Secretary Dodoni. Let's go to the environmental and climate justice report with Dr. Garrett.
Yes, good morning. Once again, good morning. And, I agree with Sky. We need more love. We need to love more. We need to appreciate each other more. And I had not heard anything about Miss Davenport. So, we just have to keep her family lifted in prayer and figure out a way to continue her legacy, because she did great work, and great work still needs to be done. In terms of my report, my action item remains the same, and that's getting together with my illustrious president, Stephen Waddy, so we can figure out how to move this committee forward in the absence of guidance from the Maryland State Conference. And I will say that we need to be more aware of the data centers they're trying to build in our areas. They're trying to have a data center come to Prince George County at the old Landover Mall. And I don't know how many of you are familiar with that, but it's near the Commander Stadium. So this kind of thing, if you want more information on the devastating impacts and effects of data centers, just go to Memphis, Tennessee, news about data centers. They dropped one in one of the overburdened communities. Now people are dying prematurely. They also have evidence of people having more COPD, et cetera. So we want to bring this to our awareness more. We want to support Prince George County in trying to stop this. You know, it's like they promote, oh, it'll bring jobs. It will not bring jobs. It does not benefit anyone besides Elon Musk and others like Elon Musk. So just, you know, become more aware of what's happening. And we are all breathing the same air in reality. We really are. So that's what I have in terms of my committee of one. Thank you.
May want to throw in Jeff Bezos as well.
Oh, and how about President Trump's great triumph of having the power plant built right next to the data center?
Right. So, I mean, we have to become more aware and do something. It's about action. It really is. It's time to stop talking so much and do stuff.
There's an article in the Capital Gazette this morning about that, how it's potentially going to raise all of our power bills, like the more data centers they build.
So yeah, they need to, in my opinion, as an IT person who's familiar with data centers, they need to put it in a place where it is not close to people, that is not on the same grid as you have general housing, because data centers take up a lot of, to your point, take up a lot of power. But not only that, the generators that they use to run those as a backup power supply, those are gas generators. They haven't even developed any solar panels. So for example, they'll fire up a gas generator just to ensure that it's running, but that's emitting all types of emissions, especially with the sizes of these data centers that they're looking at. And like I mentioned, the water supply, I mean, most data centers, they would die if they don't have an adequate water supply. So as Dr. Garrett had mentioned, if you were to put that in Landover, you're also impacting the water supply for all of the residents in that.
Yeah.
So, I totally agree.
Thank you. So, Dr. Garrett, I did want to say we did sign on to the letter that you sent me opposing the data center. Sent me the letter 11 days ago regarding the data center. We did sign on to that. Opposing the county council legislative package in Prince George's County that will weaken public oversight, silence community voices, open the door for more pollution-heavy facilities in predominantly Black and brown neighborhoods already overburdened by environmental harms. So we did sign on to that letter. So thank you for that. And staying on top of it as well, because I do have another email from you from back in February where Stacey Hartwell was bringing this issue again to us around data centers, having a data center tax. We should definitely keep this at the forefront of our advocacy when it comes to the county executive and county council members, because I believe they've already had this discussion at the county council level here in Arundel County around data centers. The other thing I want to say is that at our national convention in Charlotte, I did attend a the CLE on data centers, and the NAACP national attorney, her name is Aubrey Connor. She provided an amazing presentation on the activities that the NAACP was engaged in Memphis around opposing exactly what Antonio mentioned, the gas-fired generators that were firing at all times of day, destroying people's health. They had, the NAACP did an amazing job requiring the county to rescind their temporary permits that they had given Elon Musk's company, XI or something, XAI. Yeah. So I have a copy of that presentation for those of you who may want to see it. And so I can share that as well. Thank you. And we
You're
definitely
welcome.
want to keep it out of Lothian, you know? We don't want anything down in,
Definitely.
you know?
We want to keep it out of everywhere.
But I mean, Lothian, really.
Right. Yes.
You know? And we
Yes.
definitely need to make sure our state senator knows that this is a major concern for the community.
Major.
So,
Major. And knowledge is power, you know, so if you don't know, you don't know. So
definitely.
now we know we got to do better. We got to do something.
So we need to keep this at the forefront in our legislative symposium. All of this discussion needs to be kept at the forefront in our Black Agenda discussion or at our legislative symposium on December 6th at Asbury United. So we have allotted time to be able to bring these discussions to the forefront and create an agenda for the legislative session in our elections for 2026 at the legislative symposium. Let's go to our finance committee.
All right. Neva, you want to talk or you want me to talk?
No, you can go ahead and talk. You presented the.
Okay, so the finance committee met and we reconciled the bank statement for October and everything matched up. Something I'm going to look into next month is moving some of our funds into a savings account because all of our money is in a checking account right now. The idea is that maybe we could make a little bit of money off of interest and also will protect the money better from, you know, people trying to steal it. And then also, so we have a better idea of our like budgeting wise. Do you have a thought, Antonio?
Yeah. Have we considered getting a credit card that could earn hotel/airfare points? Because I know we have like recurring bills. I don't know how much administrative cost that would be, but if you were to get a credit card that offered those type of incentives, you know, as we're planning for next year's conference or activity or what have you, we could, as we're paying our bills, we can also earn some other resources as well. So just want to take that into consideration. And also, you know, in most cases, credit cards provide a little better protection as far as fraud protection, as we all lived through with the bank scenario. Usually when that cash goes out, it's hard to retrieve it back. So just want to put that on with our process.
Yeah, I can look into that.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for the finance committee? Hearing none, let's go to, do we want to do Freedom Fund or?
I just want to say, I need to pick up the videos that were produced by the DVDs that were produced by Mr. Snoop. And then we'll go through the process of how we distributed them. I was thinking at least giving a copy to the honorees, and then for others, we can make that available via our YouTube page. But that is included in our costs. So just wanted to put that out there. And also with the pictures, we'll post the pictures that were snapped by our own member, Mr. Ken Aston. I want to thank him, and also Mr. Darian Boone provided our DJing activities for the evening. So again, shout out to those members as well.
Thank you for all your hard work and everything that you did.
Team effort.
Leading up to the Freedom Fund.
Team effort.
It was an enjoyable evening for me, and I definitely appreciated it. My family enjoyed it as well.
Just want to thank to Mr. and Mrs. Waddy for attending.
Yeah.
And the Waddy family. It was a joy talking to them. Mother Waddy, or Miss Pat Waddy.
Yeah.
She was very excited. Her little Steven.
She was.
Is that mom?
Yes.
She's a dynamite. Love her.
She is. Brought all that Delta energy to the event. Thank you again, and look forward to getting the video uploaded and put online. Health Committee, we have Dr. Ellie Gomez. His I know his schedule is changing, so he might not be available. He works on Saturdays for one thing. So he's done a great job in terms of coordinating the health committee meetings up until this month. And so he's gonna have to postpone having health committee meetings until the new year because of his schedule change in terms of, he's a doctor. So we didn't give a report. Okay, so let's go to our labor and industry report with Commissioner Tracy Parker Warren, who just had coming off of her successful event.
Thank you so much for your support. We had a symposium here on Thursday, pardon me, just to talk about issues revolving with.
So people can hear you.
No, I'm speaking here.
And I'm going to be super brief. So I think it was successful. Thank you all for your support. Thank you to all who participated and supported it. One thing I did have a question. I wanted to give our two speakers something, maybe an NAACP mug or some pencils or something in the card. And I just wanted to know how I might go about that. If there's something that we have here, or if I purchase something, get reimbursed, or
We have t-shirts.
I have used legacy t-shirts.
We have t-shirts.
So I'll speak to you after then.
Yeah.
Thank you, and thanks again for your support.
Congratulations on a good forum.
Yeah.
I had the opportunity to attend. I know not everybody did. It was highly informative on a topic that was important and about which I was ignorant. I believe the reach of these kinds of forums is absolutely amplified beyond multitudes of times beyond original impact when it gets posted. And I would ask that every member, and especially every board member, become aware of it as when it's posted and then share it on their own social media.
Yeah, I have that on my to-do list. Hopefully later on this afternoon, we'll have it posted to our YouTube page. We'll share it to our executive membership, and then we'll post it on our Facebook page. So hopefully by the end of the day.
One other thing I should mention is that one of the folks that participated, Dr. Fraser, is actually a veteran. So that made it really interesting with the timing and such. So.
Yeah, we definitely want to thank Dr. Timothy Frazier from Premier Orthopedics for attending and providing us with great information on workers' comp issues, workers compensation law. Discussion came from Attorney Maya Wells of Goldberg and Finnegan. So they really, Commissioner Warren, Parker Warren, gave us some great things to think about in regards to how to deal with the injuries on the job and how your employment status even might affect your ability to be compensated. Whether or not you are an employee or an independent contractor. So those were some of the discussions that we had at the meeting, and we definitely want to look forward to taking those ideas into the legislative session and see if we can support having all workers be able to receive the type of compensation they deserve for injuries on the job, no matter what your employment status is. Let's go to we have our membership and life membership committee report. So definitely want to remember Ms. Davenport in that moment. And as she would say, we have to get our 1,000 members before the end of the year and make sure we connect with our churches to be able to do that and have a campaign in order to be able to get those new members. So
she wasn't playing about that.
She's not playing at all. And it's what we have to do. We definitely have to continue with that. Our political action committee.
So morning, I know, are you pulling up the report? Oh, okay, I sent it late, so I wasn't sure. Okay.
Oh,
I
no.
sent the
I just
report.
got the flyer.
Thank you. I sent my monthly report and then I also sent the draft agenda. So the main highlight of the report, I'll just focus on the legislative symposium. So the date is December 6th. It'll be all day from 9 to 4 at Asbury Broadneck United Methodist Church here in Annapolis. We've been pushing this out. We're now doing another push via social media and email. We developed this flyer, this invite flyer to send out, which has the registration and RSVP information on it. I did want to go over the draft agenda. Are you able to pull that up or do you want me to share it? Can I share it on my screen?
Oh,
Take your codes.
yeah, hold on, let me, hold on one second. You should be able to share, let me stop sharing.
Okay.
Let me know. Are you able to share?
I'm opening it. Okay. Here, this is a show. Like in the shared
What is,
applications, like it doesn't show the document that I want to share.
oh, if you click close share and then open again. Sorry. It should be set.
That's okay. I'll just walk through it verbally.
Is it the flyer or you have something?
It's the PDF. So I emailed you 2 documents. So it's the PDF. It says, I think it says legislative symposium draft agenda. Same email.
Okay. Sorry, you just sent it?
Well, yeah, within the last 30 minutes.
Give me a couple seconds. Actually, you know what? Let's do it like this. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Is this it?
Let me get it. Yes, thank you.
Good.
So I took out all of the speakers that we have. We have many confirmed, but some that aren't. So it was just easier to sort of just present a clean copy. And once we finalize all of the speakers, then we'll send that, of course, that information will be publicized. But we're still ironing out some of the details, so I wanted to leave that out. So it'll begin at 9 o'clock. We'll have some introductions and an overview of the day. And then the morning session will begin. So the first session will be an hour long and we'll have a housing affordability panel. And then that will lead us to our first breakout session, which will be titled Legislative Empowerment and Advocacy Training. So participants will have the option of attending one of the breakout sessions of their choice. So we'll have different rooms set up for the different topics. General Assembly 101, how to testify, communicating your message, building grassroots power, and turning an issue into a campaign. We'll break for lunch, and we're working on making sure that we're able to provide at least 6 sandwiches and drinks for the participants, considering that it's being held all day. And then from 12 to 1 will lead us to the police accountability panel. From 1:10 to 1:55, another 45-minute breakout session on labor and organizing. Again, the participants will have the option to break out into one of 2 different breakout sessions, one on organizing at your workplace and one on DEI in the workplace. And then from 2 to 3, this will be the last panel discussion, which will be more of a listening session, the Black agenda, the fierce urgency of now. So we are working on inviting a host of organizations to ensure that they're present. This will be an opportunity for the participants to have their voices heard with these organizations present and of course our own as well, to talk about the issues that are important to them and their communities. And then we'll have some closing remarks. We'll have a survey that hopefully folks will complete and give us some valuable feedback. We'll plug the website, talk about membership, and then take any questions from the audience. We have, again, for most of the sessions, we have speakers. If we don't have them finalized, then we've sent out invites and are waiting to hear back. We're working with several organizations and asking them to send out the information to their stakeholders to ensure we have robust attendance and participation. We made the registration link live about a month ago. And we did a push of, sending out the information and the registration link. So we have, I think, 20 respondents and 18 confirmed attendees from that first push. We suspect and anticipate that based on the fact that now we're just a few weeks out and we're doing another push, that the numbers will increase and that we'll have substantial attendance.
I have
Yeah.
a question for the event. I know when you submitted your proposal for funds. Oh,
We need to talk about that.
oh, I'm sorry. I know when you submit the proposal for funds, did you, as far as recording, have you thought about, are we thinking about recording some of the sessions to make them available?
I think that's a great idea. I have not thought about that.
So we could, I mean, if it's okay, I know it's your committee, we could either reach out to Mr. Smoot, or if we're doing it at Asbury Broadneck. I know, Brother Ralph, do you all have a normal videographer at the church? Is that person hard to get in contact with?
He works during the daytime. This is Saturday.
Yeah.
It is.
I don't know. I'll find out tomorrow if he's again.
And then also find out what his rate would be. I mean, I know so we can factor that in.
Mhm.
Because to me, this is very important information that not only would it be important for this day, but it could be something that we can refer back to later on. So just wanted to see if you had considered that.
No, I hadn't, and I appreciate that suggestion. I think that's a great idea, and I'm happy to.
Well, he would only be able to, depending on what's in the congregation. If you have a breakout session in a separate classroom, he couldn't do that.
Okay.
Right. Well, I think we just want to get the main, like the introduction and are these breakout, are they going to be in different rooms or it's going to be in the same?
So I think it'll be in different rooms. That's
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
Okay.
All right.
Well, you've been to the church,
I have.
I'm going
Okay,
tomorrow.
I can say because there's another activity going on that day,
Yeah.
and they will be using one of the classrooms. I'm not sure.
Okay.
So will it be in the basement?
Yeah, there's a lower half. to the
Yeah.
church.
Right.
Okay.
And is that where the food's gonna be, or how's that gonna be? So,
We're doing a walkthrough tomorrow, so we'll work all that out.
Okay.
what time, you come to church?
Well, no, we'll be there at 9:15.
I'm gonna be at the church.
I'll
I'll
be
be
at
in
the church
church.
service,
Yeah.
following the walkthrough as
Well,
well.
y'all should be at church service.
Walk through it, then we going to church.
Yes.
Like I said, there's another
Yeah.
program going on. That's
Um,
Saturday at 9 o'clock. But they said they were using a classroom. I didn't know what the logistics of it.
I understand. And the people we have confirmed so far, we got Albert Turner from the Public Justice Center is gonna be on the Housing Affordability Panel. Martin Mitchell, who was a city council member of Laurel for the city of Laurel, he's a housing advocate. He's gonna be moderating that panel. And Emily Hubermail from the Baltimore Regional Housing Partnership. So this is not just gonna be focused on Anne Arundel County alone, because our housing is a regional issue. So they have a direct understanding of the regional issues around housing affordability. And it's not about affordable housing. So affordable housing is a supply side discussion. We have to talk about it from the fact that people can't afford this house. Go ahead.
Any idea if they're gonna talk about community land trust? Because that's always left out of the conversation, and there's things along that spectrum that are key, because it talks about what no one wants to talk about is the way to make housing affordable is to decommodify it.
That's a great question. I think that needs to be added to the discussion. We do have a housing trust here in Anne Arundel County that the NAACP supported about 4 years ago. And it's funded through taxes or through transfer taxes. on things. So on housing transfers. So we do have that. They also put several $1 billion in there from the COVID money. So, you know, they started out with that. And Linda Hannaford Bonner is also confirmed to participate. So she has a deep knowledge of our local housing policy. So we have local and regional and statewide advocates that are going to be involved. So, and it's not just going to be Baltimore area, it's also Baltimore, DC, because Martin is Prince George's County. It's got a lot of information about Prince George's County, which is pushing Anne Arundel County from the south due to the lack of affordability in Prince George's and around the DC area. Then for the police accountability panel, we do have Jeanette Ortiz, who is the chair of the Anne Arundel County Police Accountability Board, confirmed. Yannette Emanuel from the American Civil Liberties Union is confirmed. Jamal Turner from the Baltimore City Police Accountability Board is confirmed as well. And Jamal in Baltimore City Police Accountability Board is the busiest police accountability board in the state of Maryland. So they are currently in a battle over whether or not they will have investigatory powers to be able to investigate the police. As you all know, there was, well, some of you may not know, but there was an officer who was recently charged in Baltimore City with attempted murder for trying to run somebody over in Park Heights. Jamal Turner had issued a statement about that as the police accountability chair, ability board chair. So he keyed in on all the issues around the city. Anne Arundel County and Baltimore City share police chiefs often. So the police chiefs like Kevin Davis left Anne Arundel County, moved to Baltimore City. Now he's in Virginia. So we have a lot of regional issues. Our own police chief will talk to you about the Amala Wide, the Anne Arundel County police chief will talk about how violent criminals from Baltimore City are being prevented from coming to Anne Arundel County through various ways, especially driving while black. So that massive surveillance, we talked about that in our last newsletter. Reverend Marguerite participated in many discussions around that to help shape what our discussion will be. Mary Dodoni attended hearings on this issue. We had a complaint around driving while black that Mary Dodoni wrote a whole newsletter article on. We received another complaint from somebody who was driving in the South that also was included in the newsletter. So we have very pertinent issues that we need to address. And Christina Corona has confirmed that the Teachers Association will participate in conducting some of the labor and organizing panels. So we need to get Commissioner Tracy Parker Warren in that discussion with them around what that's going to look like. And then, as I said, the Black agenda, we have to hear from the community about all of these various issues and how to prioritize. So our branch has to be present to hear our committee chairs have to be there so that they can hear from the community about what the needs are, so that we don't end up working in a bubble. And again, thank you, Committee Chair Kiana Banks, for all of your hard work on that issue. Do we have any other questions?
Are we, for the budget piece, are we voting on the budget like after the meeting?
No, it's do that one line.
Okay.
Were there any questions in the chat?
No, just comments. Gincel put AAC and the public library have relatively brand new unions. They would be really helpful in organizing in the workspace session.
Oh, that's perfect. Thank you.
Anne Arundel Community College and Anne Arundel County Public Library. Do I understand?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Jen.
And you know, we participated with TAC in their Labor Day rally, which was very well attended. You know, Ralph Berry was there and Commissioner Parker Warren was there as well. So we had a really good opportunity to build our relationship with TAC. I think we're trying, my goal is to be able to help TAC understand the being black in the workplace, because we have a lot of issues in our school system around black teachers, and as you mentioned, Ms. Stansbury, you know, support professionals who are being marginalized in various ways that need to have their and it's institutional. It's not any specific person. This is the institution of education across America that we have to uplift African American needs, DEI in the workplace. And I think our school systems are a foundation of the Black middle class, the foundation of Black professional life. And for us to lose opportunities in that area because of the environment that they're working in, hostile workplaces, people receiving bad performance reviews, people being passed over for various reasons that are illegitimate, made up, and or because they can't become certified due to the fact that they can't afford to take the praxis, and then they have to shift out to a different school system. We're losing good teachers. Black students are losing the opportunity to be taught by people who know they're, you know, culturally relevant educators. And so, you know, when it comes to a moment where we have them wanting us to mourn somebody who is a white supremacist, and they want Black students to also not even talk about the fact that they're being propagandized to by somebody like Charlie Kirk, I think we have to be the ones who are standing in the gap saying, no, we need these teachers, you know, ignore Moms for Liberty, and you know, don't legitimize these neo-Nazis and racists who are trying to impose their white supremacist views on Black children, and any child really, because the white children need to also be given the same opportunity to learn in a tolerant environment and not be subjected to this intolerance around race, gender, sexual orientation, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So those are the things we have to focus on. I think the NAACP is the group to be able to continue to do that.
I'm going to suggest that we clearly focus on the issues, because the proponents for Turning Point in Anne Arundel Community College are representative of multiple races.
Despite the fact that Black people do participate in white supremacy, I mean, the goal is white supremacy. So, you know, that even if our delegate Latoya Nkongola wants to support Turning Point USA, she, you know, if you're a token for white supremacy, I think you can receive just as much, you know, as vitriol as anybody else, if you want to stand on the side of those people who are going to, you know, some people might want to show her care and concern and give her a chance to be, what is it called? Instead of called out, you could be call her in. For those of you who want to call her in and give her the opportunity to
have a family meeting,
to have you know, to be spoken to. Yeah.
She's doing that because she's a Republican.
She put up a post supporting Turning Point USA at AACC. Saying, right.
She's doing it because she's a Republican.
I don't know why she's doing it. I don't know why she's doing it.
I feel like this, people have conservative views that don't align with our mission.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
you want to call them in? I mean, I'm sure we have people in the branch who want to educate.
There's more on the list
and maintain. So no, I agree with you. It's definitely a lot on the list. And some people are willing to learn. Some people are, you know, not. So they will. I'll be happy to tell them about, you know, what's going on in the world. And I think the NAACP is the place to be able to help contextualize our moment and the history of America and the work that we do. So hopefully we can continue doing that through our, if she wants to come to the legislative symposium, she could come learn a little bit more as well about Blacks in the workplace, Black education, Black people, and our desire for freedom and liberation from white supremacy and not attachment to it.
What's the term? My daughter and her friends should tell her to pull up.
Pull up, pull up, yes, please.
I think you have a hand raised.
Go ahead. Reverend Morris.
This is about new business before you leave. It's
Go ahead.
All right, I wanted to mention several things again. First, you can all send a shout out to Dr. Tracy Garrett for her upcoming nuptials or marriage. That's on December 11th. Give her congratulations. I'm really excited for her getting married. And then also, I want to. I mentioned something really quickly about a resolution. Is that possible for Dr. For our beloved Christina? And also I wasn't here at the very beginning of the meeting. Was membership formally notified of her passing? And does everyone know that her funeral is this coming Wednesday at Fresh Start Church at 11 a.m.? The viewing is at 10 a.m. I don't know if that was already mentioned, so forgive me if I'm repeating it. There is a flyer. But again, I wanted to know if the entire membership or can we notify the entire membership? And then can we do a resolution, or is that not the thing that we would do or not appropriate at this time? Thank you.
No, it's definitely appropriate time. We do need to draft a resolution. I think we are well on the way to having that put on letterhead and making sure that it's already, we've completed first draft is what I'm saying, around that. So in terms of the entire branch being notified, not through email, not yet. So that needs to be done today as well.
If you can give me the resolution, I can send it to the entire membership.
Okay, and the notice around her funeral. So thank you for mentioning that as well. And I see Dr. Gomez has joined us.
I'll send you the notices if you haven't already.
I have the flyer.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Yeah, we'll get that.
Thank you.
Okay, we are at the towards the end. Dr. Gomez, did you want to provide a brief update?
No, actually, this morning I don't have much to add. We postponed our monthly Zoom meeting because our guest was unavailable for this month, and we may have to pick up in the new year. Still covering clinical care for the reservation out here in Montana, yeah. But I'm following along and happy to contribute to anything else. If anyone has any thoughts or questions about state of healthcare, I think there are some things to discuss in a more general sense with regard to the upcoming election. In particular, how the candidates represent us in Department of Health and our initiatives around health for health equity. But I think we can probably table that part for now. And unless anyone has any questions, I don't really have anything to add today.
We have a question, Dr. Gomez.
No, it's not a question. It's the next item.
Oh, sorry. Good. Sorry, Mayor. Go ahead.
Okay. I became aware this morning of a new book about how the tax code has enforced gross inequity, economic exploitation. Seems rather an arcane topic, and I'm sure that our Economic Empowerment, Economic Development Committee understands it much better. But I at least feel that I have to understand this to engage even more effectively in advocacy work. So I wanted to, I will send the post to you for consideration of posting broadly. And if anybody is on my Facebook page, you you'll see it there too, but yet another example of the many, many ways that oppression was institutionalized and now is just so commonly accepted that keeps the system running, and that's the tax codes.
Okay, thank you.
What'd
you say?
So I'll be on the lookout for it.
Okay. Any other new business?
I just wanted to share with everyone that the newsletter, the winter newsletter edition will begin in December in terms of preparation, and hopefully by the next meeting, we'll have deadlines for the winter edition of the newsletter.
You still looking for sponsors, Judge Barber? Business
Yes,
sponsors?
always welcome to learn any sponsors that are out there. Thank you so much.
I'll send folks your way.
So if the legislative symposium is December 6th, will we be able to make it into the next iteration of the newsletter?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. It sounds very promising with a lot of wonderful conversations to be had. Thank you.
Commissioner Parker Warren?
At the risk of seeming redundant or duplicitous, I just wanted to say that I'm so thankful to have the opportunity to attend the Freedom Fund banquet. And thank you so much for your hard work. And it even makes it even more special because it's actually the last time I saw Christine Davenport.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to express just how special that occasion was for me, how thankful I am to have been able to attend.
Yes, thank you. Like I said, it was last time, many of us saw her. In fact, it's not funny, but it was funny then, kind of funny now. When we were helping her pronouncing the names of the young persons, I think she was doing that on purpose, just to get a laugh out of the crowd. Just my recollection, because Miss Christine, she's always very classy, elegant, but she had her own unique way of livening up the crowd. So again, definitely she's going to be missed. I think as we were speaking, we met the Thursday before when we were on the call, and with her, she was making sure you go down all the checklists to make sure all these items were checked out. I think Jen, she gave you an assignment to go get flowers the day before, and Jen was like, "Yep, no problem." So she was, especially when it came to our events, not only for the NAACP, also served with her on the MLK committee. She was very detail oriented as far as making sure all events went off with the best success. So she definitely was.
Okay. Thank you all for joining us.
Clarification.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to clarify one thing about the low man on the totem pole. That's a colonized view we've been taught. In indigenous culture, my understanding is the low man is actually the point of respect, because that's the eldest ancestor that holds the weight of all the other ancestors on top. So the low man, the totem pole in indigenous culture is a place of respect, but colonization had us flip it because that mentality on the top is the most important. So low man on the totem pole is a place of respect. And it's kind of ironic because in the way we're using it, those people, support people, should be in a place of respect because they're holding it down behind the scenes. So I just wanted to clarify that. Thank you.
Not just behind it, but they are the first ones to answer the phone. So the first person you talk to at my school is our office assistant. She was actually handling discipline yesterday in some ways. So it's very much a way. We're all educators. We're all in the school doing the work of educating and holding our young people up, no matter where you are. And that even the idea, as you just said, that people are not as respected due to the fact that they have a different title should not be something that we give credence to. So they are, as you said, the ones who deserve that respect, especially from administrative people in the the county office.
Have we yet acknowledged in this forum, Ms. Stansberry's recognition as,
Teacher of the year?
Educator of the month at Anne Arundel County Public Schools Board of Education? Well-deserved, well-loved.
It's
Well done.
employee of the month.
Employee of the, oh, come on, educator of the month.
Well, yeah, we end up doing that too.
Ms. Neva, you were telling me, how long have you been at your current school?
28 years.
And that school is Wiley Bates Middle School.
Molly H. Bates, yes.
Thank you. See, you
Mhm.
are an educator.
Oh, President
you.
Wani, I'm sorry I had to step away for a minute, but we need to submit a name for the NAACP award. So could you give me a call and let me know?
And this is for the MLK dinner?
Yes,
breakfast?
yes.
Okay, I will call you. Thank you. All right, thank you. Dr. Gomez agrees, and Dr. Gomez says low man on the totem pole, quote unquote, is considered an insult and derogatory here on the res. So just he's out in the moment now.
Okay.
So I appreciate you all again joining us. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So be
Motion
it.
to adjourn.
Okay, we got Dr. Garrett and Mary Donnie have co-motion a second.
Second.
Second from Kiana Banks. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All opposed? Hearing none, the motion passes. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you all for joining us for our November meeting, and we will see you in 3 weeks on December 6th. Have a great, holiday season for those of you who may participate.
Wow. He said holiday season.
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Thanks taken, and fall harvest session.
Thank you.
Thanks taking, I've heard.
Yeah, like I said, thanks taken. Okay. Again, have a great day for those who